Hi, my name's Jane Shirelli, and I'm going to show you how to make a delicious cookie. It's called a Spritz cookie, and I make it usually during the holiday season, but it's a nice butter cookie that you can make any time of year. First, you're going to take your butter, 1 cup, softened. Then you're going to take 3/4 of a cup of sugar. This is a really simple recipe. Put it in your mixer, and you're going to mix it really well, increasing the speed a little bit at a time so that the butter and the sugar really mix really well. Okay, and then you're going to stop it, and you want to clean the sides to make sure you get everything in right down the middle so that it all mixes together. Because this recipe doesn't make too much, so a lot of times I double it, sometimes I even triple it when I try to doing it for big crowds. Okay, all right, that looks good. All right, next we're going to do is our egg. Just 1 egg. You put in your 1 egg, and then you're going to mix again. Lock your mixer. And round it goes. This cookie's a favorite of my family's. We always know it's the beginning of the holiday season when I start doing this. But some people like them year-round. We're now going to add our dry ingredients. You're going to start with your flour, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. Not baking soda, baking powder. Because these cookies kind of puff up, which is part of why I like them too. They're really, really pretty. So 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder. And then a dash of salt. And then you dump all of this into your mixer bowl. Okay, and then we're going to slowly mix this. I'm not going to put the guards on my mixer because it's not too filled. And you start it out slow when you're mixing it, and then as it starts to mix in, then you're going to increase the speeds. Okay, while it's partially mixed, I'm going to put in my almond. I use almond extract. A lot of these recipes you'll see, they use vanilla. I prefer the almond. It makes it a little bit of a different flavor. And it's 1 teaspoon. Okay. And that's all of your ingredients, so now you need to get it all mixed up. The dough should come out nice and sticky. You want to make sure that it's really kind of moist, so not too dry. Because you have to put this dough into a cookie press, and if it's too dry, it won't come out. The pressing is too difficult. And then after it becomes more into a ball, it starts to shoot out. And this looks really perfect right now. Okay. All right. So our dough is all ready. So now I'm going to scrape it all off, and we're going to put it into our press, and I'll show you how to press them onto the cookie sheet and add your cherries. Okay. Now I've taken my dough and I've put it into a smaller bowl. I find it's a little easier to work with, and you want to get it, scraped it all down and put it into one smaller bowl. So now you're going to take your cookie press. I had to get a new one because I used to have an older one that my mother had given me that I really loved, but we were trying to keep it together with Scotch tape for the longest time, and it finally had to give up. And it took me, I think I bought about 5 of these till I finally found one that I liked. So I'm going to take my dough, and you have to use your fingers a little, I'm sorry. And you squish your dough in. Unfortunately, this press is somewhat small, so I can't do too many at once, so I do find myself filling it quite a bit, but so be it. All right, so we have our dough in. Then we put our press on. For this cookie, since I'm doing it around holidays, I usually use a, it's kind of like a wreath looking cut. I don't know if you can see it at all, but you could use anything. You know, these presses come with all kinds of shapes and things like that. So, and it's a simple butter cookie, so you could use it for any time of year. All right, now when you press a cookie, part of the problem is at the very beginning, sometimes it's hard to get the perfect one. But you don't have to worry. You just start pressing till you get your pressure up. And see, the first one doesn't come out. That's okay. So now we're going to start to press the cookies. I've already pressed one. Came out nice. I'm going to do another one. And you just press down, lift up. Press down, lift up. Just like that. Now, they don't always come out perfect. And at first that used to bother me. But then I just, after a while, figured out when they cook and what they taste like is much more important. Then what I do is I take maraschino cherries. Some people like the candied cherries. They're very sweet. I prefer something tart, so I buy the maraschino cherries, drain the juice, and I cut them in half. Then you take your cookies and you put them in an oven for 375 and you cook them until the edges are golden brown. Each oven is different, so I would say at about 10 minutes, take a look at them. All right, now we're done with the cookies. We cooked them in an oven for 375 till the edges were golden brown. They're really beautiful, and you can have them during the holidays or any time of year, because when you buy a press, you can use all different kinds of forms and shapes. It's really a lot of fun. So you move them from the sheet to the cooling tray, and you're all set. Enjoy.